Oakland A's broadcaster Glen Kuiper made headlines for the use of a racial slur when describing his trip to the Negro League Museum.
We had a phenomenal day today. Negro League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
Kuiper, who has been the A's team broadcaster for almost 20 years, gave an apology later in the game.
Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. I just wanted to, a little bit earlier in the show, I said something didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to, and I just wanted to apologize if it sounded different than I meant it to be said. And like I said, I just wanted to apologize for that.
In turn, the Oakland Athletics broadcast partner NBC Sports California would suspend Kuiper and conduct a review of his comments during the airing of the game. He'd release a statement which read, "I could not be more sorry and horrified by what I said. I hope you will accept my sincerest apologies." Bob Kendrick, the president of the Negro League Museum, took to Twitter and weighed in. "I'm aware of the unfortunate slur made by Glen Kuiper. I welcome Glen to the NLBM yesterday, and know he was genuinely excited to be here. The word is painful and has no place in our society. And while I don't pretend to know Glen's heart, I do know that my heart is one of forgiveness. I hope all of you will find it in yourselves to do the same." Mike Krukow, an announcer for the San Francisco Giants, would say, "Glen Kuiper horribly misspoke. And because of that, there were a lot of people that were hurt, and there were a ton of people that were disappointed. I've known the Kuiper family for 40 years, and they're a family of farmers. They believe that people should take on the responsibility of accepting the task of making a difference. They always look for the good in the person they care. This is them. This is their family. And they all grew up, Dwayne, Jeff, Kathy, Glenn, with these values. When they had their children, they passed these beliefs on to them. It's because of this that I will stand by Glen Kuiper." The other guy in the video was Dallas Braden, former pitcher for the A's and at one time a broadcaster for ESPN. He would release a statement on what many deemed his lack of silence on the matter. "I believe my silence has been misinterpreted. The nuances of live television mean that sometimes we as broadcasters miss some of what you, our audiences, hear. We have producers speaking in our ears about what is next, and we are formulating our words to articulate our thoughts. We are moving direction from camera to camera. We are waiting for cues. We are checking sound. We have lots going on that is not always visible to our audience." In that moment, I missed the comment and was not aware of it until the 6th inning, when Glen Kuiper made an apology. As those of you who know me well recognize, I usually speak out about injustices in order to find understanding and push conversations forward. When issues around race occur, I'm always interested in having conversations aimed at finding healing and advancing collaborative discussions. I've reached out to have those conversations, and I have listened, and I have learned. I will continue to seek clarity, encourage learning, and engage in a dialogue to bring out the best in our diverse community. Then NBC Sports would make their decision. Glen Kuiper would no longer be the lead announcer for the Oakland Athletics. He said he was notified by the ball club. He was terminated effective immediately due to the unintentional use of an offensive word on the air. Kuiper's statement would read in part, "On that day, I chose to spend my personal time by educating myself and learning more about MLB's history by going to the NLM. I spent nearly 3 hours there in an effort to better understand and more deeply appreciate the difficulties and social barriers African-American players endured in MLB's early years. When the subject of the museum visit came up in the pregame show, I was excited and eager to share what I had done and seen that day. In my excitement, I rushed through the word Negro, resulting in my very unfortunate mispronunciation. I sincerely apologize to everyone who was hurt by this. It was a terrible but honest mispronunciation, and I take full responsibility. Please know racism is in no way a part of me. It never has been, and it never will be." He'd add, "I wish the Oakland A's and NBC Sports would have taken into consideration my 20-year career, my solid reputation, integrity, and character, but in this current environment, traits like integrity and character are no longer considered. I will always have a hard time understanding how one mistake in a 20-year broadcasting career is cause for termination, but I know something better is in my future."